up in the air if you're feeling us. Walk into the room looking like $1 million. Yeah, we moving on up like the Jeffersons. If it ain't about a bag, then don't hold me up. I'm going hard for my county, I ain't letting up. DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Yeah, we moving on up. Home team, yeah, you know that we coming up. Put your hands up in the air if you're feeling us. Walk into the room looking like $1 million. Yeah, we moving on up like the Jeffersons. If it ain't about a bag, then don't hold me up. I'm going hard for my county, I ain't letting up. DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Yeah, we moving on up.
When Domanique came to me, we talked about buying a new home. We went over the numbers, and I can see she was a little skeptical because she was afraid of the payments that may come about with a new house. However, I was able to calm her fears. We put a perfect plan together so she was able to start her house hunting project.
Being an agent for my daughter, she is high stress. She goes from one stress to the next. So keeping her focused and keeping her zen is a challenge.
I've been in real estate for a long time, and our family's in the process of buying our next home, and my mom's our agent.
As a real estate agent and Dominique's mom, it is really hard to stay neutral. I know what's best for my daughter, and she also feels like she knows what's best for her, but I know her inside and out. But I also have to balance the fact that she's buying this not just by herself, but with her husband. So I try to stay as neutral as possible, but it is so hard.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you? I'm Demi.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having us here today.
Sure.
Clients are coming, and they are moving up. So
Sounds good to me.
they love I think you guys right now have the best deal
Thank you.
going on
do.
for new construction.
Absolutely.
For new construction.
down.
So I know they're going to love it.
Good.
And I look forward to hopefully sealing this deal today.
So do I.
Writing a contract and getting them on.
How exciting.
Moving on to their next home.
Great. I'm here to help you in any way I can.
Okay, I'm going to go take a look.
Okay, sounds good.
Me and my family, we decided that it was time to expand. So we went to take a look at some single family homes. We're in a townhouse right now, and it's getting tight. Our daughter has a lot of stuff. She's the little light of our lives, but it is time to grow. It is time to expand so she can have a yard and she can have all the room she needs for all of her things.
I love how big the landing is when you
Yeah,
come
and you
in.
have a nice wide open hallway here,
Mhm.
which makes a big difference.
And this is the Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
This is your Jack and Jill. The rooms are very generous size.
And this is the in-law suite.
My room, aka my room.
Her room.
There you go. Perfect.
Real.
Yeah, aka my room.
It
And
is.
the bathroom is right behind this door here.
Oh yeah. It has a
Full
sweet
bath.
bath. Right
Great
here.
feature. Are you gonna go in there?
My mom is my agent simply because she's my mother, and mothers know best. That's it. That's it. Who else was I gonna pick? If I went with anyone else, I would have never heard from it, and I would have never heard the end of it. And I have to work with her. Okay, I said that earlier. I have to come and see her every day. I talk to her every day, and if I picked another agent, I wouldn't have heard the end of it.
Having Dominique as my client isn't like any other client. She is my baby. So I have to treat her that way, but also balance the business aspect of it. It's a whole different dynamic. Yes,
I like the the ceilings. And that's I guess
Yeah.
where a fan or
Great
lighting
tray
goes.
ceiling. A lot of windows everywhere.
Nice size.
Two walk-in closets.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about this space versus like the totally separate spaces in the other one?
I still think you have separate spaces though. I think you still have that separate space here, and I like the openness because I like to cook and be able to see the TV. So I don't want too many different rooms. I don't like a lot of house. That's a lot of house. It's a lot of
Okay.
house.
So it feels good so far?
Yeah. It feels
Perfect.
good. It feels comfy. What do you think?
Okay.
It feels good. It's definitely a difference.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, after seeing the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a nice wide open spaces.
Sorry. Wow.
This is nice. Look, Jarrell, you're a studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a bathroom down here.
Oh, yeah. Then he had the
Plenty of storage
Yeah.
where you can finish this off as another room.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what the unexcavated
Yes.
side. Okay.
I feel like this can definitely be storage.
Yeah.
It's just like Christmas trees.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything that
Definitely.
can go in here. I don't even see the purpose.
You
of
can even
finishing
put
this.
like your exercise equipment in
Yeah.
here. I think you
True.
can do some things over here and just put some mirrors up and put that in. I think that would be good.
Yeah.
So you like this space? Like feels better for
It
you?
feels more homey.
more homey for you.
The other one
Okay.
just is so polished. That's just not really us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Our next home, what I really wanted to have is a space for us to sit outside, right? So my husband and I, we're very outdoorsy people. We like to sit on the porch. We like to sit in the backyard. We like to run around. We like to move around. We like nature. So seeing something out the backyard, like trees, or maybe like a little pond so you can see some ducks or duckies, as our daughter calls them. We are looking for, as simple as it sounds, linen closets, because our current home, we overlooked that there were no linen closets. So we need linen closets, a finished basement, a nice kitchen, like a nice gourmet kitchen so we can cook, an open floor plan. Our current home does not have an open floor plan, so when I'm cooking, I cannot see the TV, I cannot see anything that's going on. So an open floor plan is also what we're looking for.
This is the Newton.
This is the Newton.
Okay.
And you see how the kitchen, look at this.
Yes.
The lights on.
Yeah.
You see how I opened it up?
Yeah.
And the back, we
Yes.
don't have a house behind us.
Yes. I like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this one feels better.
Okay.
Feels
To me, I mean, I'm not
Sure.
buying the house.
It feels
but
better to me too.
It's-
Okay, good. No, that's the idea.
For sure.
Do you like it?
Yeah. So this one is the in-law suite over here?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The laundry room.
Yeah. Upstairs.
Mrs. Kid's bedroom with the Jack.
Is that a
and
Jack and Jill?
It
Yeah.
is.
That's great.
Let's go.
Slow it down. Let it run.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the space
I gotta
is
make sure she
fine.
keep up with us.
Whoa, yay.
It's okay. She ain't going nowhere.
You have a big linen closet right here in the hallway.
Yeah. We don't have a linen closet, which we didn't
Oh,
even
really?
think about.
Yeah.
When we moved
Wow.
in. until
Yeah.
until
Such
we
a
had our
convenience.
towels and we were like, we don't have a linen closet.
Definitely need to have one of those.
Yeah.
But the other one had two closets,
Two
right?
It did.
Okay.
It did.
Oh, I see.
This one doesn't have a bath, but it has a
fine.
really nice shower.
Yeah.
It's a nice size closet.
We don't even use
Yeah, it is a
bad.
good sized
is.
closet.
It is a good size
Only
walk-in.
use bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Move up
a
buyers
laundry
are my
tub.
favorite.
Of course. I get a lot of those here.
They've already kind of been through the process
Yeah.
and see, they kind of living in their house now.
You know what
they
you want. That's right.
And so
Absolutely.
it makes it when they're walking around and being able to feel themselves in the house. It's a different experience.
Of course it is.
Than the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how does this feel compared to the Dalton?
It feels better.
It feels better.
I
Okay.
like it better.
Why?
I like the openness of the main area. I like the kitchen a lot better.
Okay.
Because I think the morning room just opens it up. It
Okay.
brings in more light,
Sure.
brings in more life. The upstairs is nice too.
Yeah.
But for me, really, it's just the main entrance.
Okay.
That's
You like
really-
that
I like
porch
that,
area?
yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. That is a nice
It
touch.
just feels better than the other one. My mom treats me worse than she treats any other client. When we were in the process of buying our house, she told me I was going from one stressor to the next, and she didn't have time for it.
Dominique, compared to other clients, is no comparison at all. Oh my gosh. She goes from one stress to the next. The whole money thing, like everything, she's a planner, so everything is on the table. And I have to keep swiping away all these things that she kind of puts in front of her as we're just trying to walk through, enjoy the property, figure out if this is one for her so we can put some strategy around it.
Welcome back. Thank you. You are so welcome.
What did y'all think?
They're amazing.
Yeah.
They really are.
I
The
mean,
problem
it's
is I
quite
like
the
this.
house.
I like this one too.
Of course. You like them all, right?
Yeah.
Why don't we have a seat in the morning room?
Okay.
And then we can further discuss the home.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Great.
New construction is amazing. The smells, the nice clean cuts and all of that, but I'm not so sure that this is the one for my daughter. I think that she probably fits best. After walking this house, I think that she probably fits best in a house that has a little bit more character.
New construction properties, they're very nice. They are very, very nice. They give you the luxury, they give you the glitz and the glam. But if you know, like me and my husband, we're not very glitz and glam type of people. We're not cookie cutter. And new construction houses are so clean cut. They smell new, they feel new, they feel cold, they don't feel very cozy. So it really just isn't our style. It's really not our personality to get something so completely new. Even though I thought we wanted something new, we thought we wanted something new so we can customize it. It just didn't feel right for us.
Most people's homes are not their dreams homes, and dreams change, and your life change, your seasons change, your family changes. So normally that first home is not the dream home.
How are you? Good. Y'all ready to see your house?
Yes.
Good see you guys. How are you? Where are we gonna be set up?
Right in here in the living room.
Okay, awesome. How have you guys been?
Good, and you?
You like it nice?
Drive wasn't too bad, right?
Ah.
Buying a home isn't just about finding a property. You really have to have strategy. It really is about you having a plan in place. So my clients, right, amazing, actually sold them the home that they're selling 2 years ago. And they were in the market, they purchased during COVID, and they were now looking to, one of the partners received another job opportunity, and so they're trying to get a little closer into family. And a part of that process was they didn't want to have to commute. So I love that they are a growing family, they're a young family. This was not their first home purchase, but again, that they're growing with generational wealth. So I'm really excited about my clients, and yeah. And they're a business owner. So one of the spouses is a business owner, and she owns a hair salon. She is absolutely amazing when it comes to just different styles and how she runs business, her perspective, how her outlook on things. So to see the dynamics of how they want to grow business, how they want to do in real estate, and how they want to make sure that they're leaving a generational wealth for their daughter is absolutely amazing, that I love.
So we've got your seller's guide here, and so I want to just make sure again, this is the complete guide to you being able to sell your home. I know we've done this. It's been 2 years, y'all. Can you believe it's been?
It doesn't. I didn't think we were doing this again, but yeah.
I was looking back at your reviews the other day, and they were like, okay, I know I'll never do this again, but she was like amazing and everything in the process, and I was just like,
yeah.
We're here again.
I had found an old email. He was like, I just wanted to check in, it's been 6 months and you guys got your dream home. I was just like,
okay. So what we did was I ran this Tuesday. So this is the latest and greatest, right? So we have your property, which is the subject property. We also have some comparables, right, that are in the market. And if I can just show you really quickly, what I did was I took the properties, right, that were like for like as much as I could find. Of course, you'll find some discrepancies. So you'll see or some things that weren't so much the same. So the year built, your home was built in 2008. This is a new build. And then this particular property was built in 2017. So based on that, we have the taxes that are here. We also have the assessed value. We also have the close date. So you can see that this particular property was on the market for 13 days. This was on the market for 7 days. So the list price also varies from $531, $590 to $535.
Planning is so critical in real estate because the market is always changing. What the market was 6 months ago might be different than what it is 6 months in the future. And so you really want to make sure that you are properly planning. You want to know what the market is. You want to know what the interest rates are. You want to know what the average home is going in that particular neighborhood. You want to kind of see what the market is, like how many many homes are on the market right now? How fast are they selling? You really want to make sure that you are sitting in the moment of understanding what the market is going to look like. You want to make sure that you're always preparing your home. If you're looking to sell, like, prepare your home. Don't wait until you put your home on the market to prepare it. Do all the things that are necessary with the lawn. Make sure that you are considering interior design, or that you're considering staging. Consider just making sure that you forward think the process. Like, if you need painting, if certain repairs need to be done, you want to factor those things in, because you don't want any delays when you put your home on the market and say a home inspection comes, and those things need to be taken care of as a process of you selling your home. If you do that before your home gets on the market, you'll save yourself a lot of time, and you'll potentially be able to get that money back, because we can now add that as value to your home as you put it on the market.
So again, your property, beautiful property, it's going to sell very quickly as long as we make sure that the price is right.
Okay.
Your square footage right now, it looks like it's about $161.63 to $211.70 per square foot. That's kind of what that averages out at.
Helping the seller sell their home is very strategic, right? We all know that all sellers absolutely love their home, and they believe that their home is the absolute best thing on the market, on the planet, and there is no sometimes selling them around that. And so really being able to come in and step into their world, to let them know that they do have a beautiful home, step into their journey so that we can help them to explore what the journey looks like as they're growing, and helping them to understand that you have done an amazing job with this particular home. Let's not be emotionally attached. I know that you have lived here for as long as you've lived here. You've grown here. Your children have been birthed here, grown here, and now you're growing. So as a result of you growing, let's look forward. So take a picture of what you've experienced inside of your home, and now look to see what you want somebody else to experience inside of your home. And don't be so locked into all the things so that you get personally attached and you miss out on opportunities for negotiation. You miss out on opportunities to really sell and market your home like it's supposed to be sold and marketed. You really miss out on the data that's really important on the strategy around selling your home, and really what the new buyer is going to see that you might not be able to see and experience.
So what do you think?
We think about pushing the limit.
54999.
54999. Okay.
999. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when the client said they wanted to be at 90,000, and I'm looking at the comps and I'm looking at all the things, I'm just like, is this gonna be a deal breaker? Like, are you really sure you need to be at 90? And then what can we do to make sure that you're at 90? Because remember, the data is the data. I can't change the data. I can't flip the data. I can't do anything with the data. So I'm like, okay, we might lose this deal. I love my clients. My clients love me, and I know they need this money to purchase another home. So I'm just like, is this gonna work? God, is this gonna work? I don't know. I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous because the market was not saying, the data was not, it just did not align. I was nervous.
Again, you get to determine that. Just know that if it's priced that high, there is a possibility that it'll be on the market a little bit longer. And we may have to drop it to see if we can get more interested buyers to come in and to look at the property.
No worries. I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the pressure of the 7 days then.
Yeah, well, we understand the risk.
Well, you said holidays, so I'm cool with that.
I did. So my goal and my job is how I want to serve you all is to make sure that we can have you all in your property by Thanksgiving. Like, we want to make sure that the new family is coming in, they're able to roll in for the holidays the same as you are, so home for the holidays, so that you can get in and you can get like everything that you need for the holidays.
Comps are really important because you want to understand what the market is saying people are purchasing the homes for in that area. If you don't understand that, you're kind of going in blindly. I believe that the home sells itself. In addition to the home selling itself, you just make sure that you're doing the right by just making sure that you're preparing the client before it hits the market. I can't stress that enough. Preparation before it hits the market is so key because, again, you want somebody to come in and see themselves inside of that home. And the sooner they're able to do that, the sooner they're able to get off the market. And the more competition you'll have as well for that particular property.
So are you ready to move forward then with?
Yes, ma'am.
So we would list at 549.9?
Yes.
Photos are so important. They tell a story before you actually walk into a home. It's almost like you going for an interview for a job. Your resume is the first interview. So those photos is really the first showing that clients get to see online as they're looking for your property. And if your photos aren't really good, then it doesn't draw the buyers. So I think that it's so important.
So if we were to get the photographer.
That's next Friday.
Right.
First is
Next Friday.
Okay, yeah.
So if we can get the photography done, the photos, professional photos done by the 29th, the 28th, 29th, then what about a broker open? Because I know that you were concerned about the open house and you didn't want just anybody coming into your open house and the opportunity to be able to come into your home where you're still going to be living.
Right.
Right?
Pre-approved.
Right. So only pre-approved buyers. To be able to come in. What about a broker's open, where we just invite the brokers to come in for an open house and allow them and their agents to see the property before we push it live?
Yeah.
Would you be open to
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Kind of want to keep it, kind of private, not too much, just having a little one, just day to day. We just
I
got
like
a lot of
it.
traffic. We don't want the traffic, too much traffic. We kind of want to sell it under the radar.
Okay.
I believe open houses are really good. It's just, it has to be strategic. You could do a broker open house. You can do, an open house. It gives people an opportunity to come see the property in mass so that you can get a better opportunity to get a buyer on day one versus having it on the market, especially if you have a client that's living in the property, right? You want to make sure that if you have an open house, you get them in, get somebody interested so that you can go ahead and get a contract on the property, and then that prevents putting your clients in a situation where they are inconvenienced throughout the week because of different showings. So I believe in open houses. They just have to be very strategic.
All right, well, are you ready to walk around and do a walkthrough? All right, let's see some of the upgrades, and then let me know as well what some of those upgrades are, because I want to know what those upgrades are as well.
I walk through my clients' homes to give them suggestions because, again, my ultimate goal with any of my clients is to serve them. And I think that it would be a disservice to allow them to put their property on the market with them having the hopes and the dreams of it selling at the price point that they want to without them seeing the different things that need to be repaired or the things that could delay the process, especially when they're around a specific time frame that they're looking to sell their home. So I always like them to be able to see a bigger picture because they are emotionally attached. Small changes that can make a really big difference when it comes to attracting buyers is making sure that there's a clean coat of paint on the walls, making sure that you're decluttering, making sure that you change out all the pictures. One of the first things I tell my clients is change out all the pictures, neutralize everything. I don't want somebody to come into their home and get distracted by all the pictures on the wall or decide I don't want to purchase this home because somebody is living in this person is living inside of this home. So neutralize everything. Also make sure that it's clean. Make sure nobody wants to come in and as they're looking at your home, see a dirty stove or a dirty refrigerator. They're gonna be opening up different compartments. They're gonna be looking all throughout your house. It's gonna be a little intimidating, right? They're gonna be intrusive because this is gonna be potentially their new home. So just make sure that it's clean and make sure that the lawn is kept up as well. That curb appeal is so important.
I would say this is my favorite part in the house.
Sunlight.
Yeah, the sunlight, sitting having dinner, the sunlight.
Erica
I love
found
the chandelier.
She found this chandelier. We painted. It was.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if
painted
you remember,
this
Temeka. What color was it?
Was it a taupe?
No.
No.
It was
color was it?
yellow.
It was
yellow.
No, it wasn't. It was yellow.
It was blue.
It was blue.
It was
I'm
blue.
sorry, wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was blue.
Yeah, all the way up.
Yeah.
So we did change
Yeah,
that.
it was blue all the way up.
Oh wow.
Natural light is important because I don't know if you have seen utility bills here lately, but they are ridiculous and out of control. And I know sometimes they're regulated throughout the year, like summertime and wintertime, it might be a little bit, more expensive during peak times, but it's always a beautiful thing when you don't have to turn a light on and you can just open up your blinds and get all the beautiful sunlight in. That's gonna illuminate your home. There are a lot of people still doing things virtually. So being able to have that light come in where they don't have to, go buy certain things and kits and they could just go to one room, have all their meetings, do all their things. And if they are, podcasting or, living the virtual social media life, they've got the best of both worlds.
This is
Our
the
room.
master.
Yes.
I remember when
Yeah.
you guys first walked in here and y'all were like, yes.
Yes.
So I do remember. Did you, how was the intercom system?
We did not figure out the intercom system.
Oh no.
We had to
Okay.
have someone come in and kind of figure out what was going on and everything. We kept talking about it, but I think as she would have got older, we probably eventually would have did it in
Okay.
this home.
Okay.
Because it would have been beneficial, like if they were downstairs or you upstairs.
Okay.
But we probably will kind of do that in the new home, possibly.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the room, the space, any upgrades?
So in the main area, there are no upgrades here. Just paint in here, like I said, just to keep it. The paint is a little darker in here, but it's kind of what you want sometimes in your master or primary bedroom to keep it a little moody. So that way it's definitely a good night's sleep in this room with their king size bed in here. So that definitely helps out. So the upgrade that they did do in here, which I think was very beneficial, because the house came with just wire racking that a lot of homes come with. But I always tell people it's very beneficial to always, if you can, upgrade your master closets because people love them and love to organize. That's also something I do. I love to organize. And I help them with this piece on helping them organize the closet as well. So it's definitely always a plus and a positive.
It's really important to make sure that the home is appealing to buyers. And sometimes sellers, they're like, no, I love the way my home looks and I don't want to change anything. I like this color. I like this color. I like the way the couch is positioned. But what sellers fail to realize, like, this is your baby and you're selling it. And it's about to be somebody else's baby. And they don't want their baby to look like that. So you want to make sure that you neutralize everything so that somebody, when they walk into the door, they have an opportunity to visualize what they desire, or they're able to kind of put together a canvas of what they think that it could look like. And sometimes they can't do that with green walls or purple walls and pink kitchens and bathtubs.
Sweet. Oh my goodness.
So they were able to come in and get
It's like a whole new
closet
room.
system, yes, put in, maximizing the entire space in this closet to be able to get everything they need as far as storage and space and being able to expand as well.
I love it. You've got a place for shoes, you got a place for purses and hangers. Listen, I love it. And the wallets.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
I'm a
it's a great
fan.
investment. If you invest in anything, of course, the closet is a good investment.
So
If
that
you're
looks like
into
it's up
that.
against the wall, so that's conveying as well, right?
Yeah,
I think people forget about the closet sometimes. You know, we always speak about kitchens and bathrooms, but closets and storage is
That
very
was our
important to
biggest
people
thing.
as
Our
well.
closet was our storage. Yeah, unfortunately, when we were only a month and a half in, the closet didn't hold up.
No.
So that's where we came in. The
I mean,
closet
I guess you could say that we're into the fashion.
I was gonna say, I see the hats.
Yeah, we're into the
I see it
fashion.
all.
So yeah, we hung up all them clothes, and within a week, the whole wall just.
And luckily, I have a friend that
Wow.
her sister-in-law husband is a part of the closet group actually, and they came out, was done within 2 weeks.
I love it.
that was pretty
So is
phenomenal.
this your wedding gown that's
That
like
is.
boxed in?
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. It looks really, really good. And it opens up the space, right? You know how sometimes you have the big closets and it's stuff everywhere and you can't. So this is definitely, I'm going to make sure,
Yeah.
huge custom walk-in closet, right?
Yeah.
That will convey.
I mean, there's still more space in it too. Like if you wanted more shelves, like this could turn into more shelving. The only thing I would recommend in this closet is the light,
Okay.
because we were gonna switch the lights out, but of course we're moving now. But I would change the lights in here
Okay.
and kind of make it a little bit more of a modern light fixtures.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, you have your top space. Like there
I
is.
know. I was going to say, I
Yeah.
love it. I love
So
the
hopefully
thought process behind it.
Whoever
It was-
purchased the home love fashion just as much as we do, because if not, it's not gonna be. They're gonna.
The upgraded closets, right? They add a great value, right? There are some people who, again, we love things, right? We love clothes, we love accessories, we love all the different things. And on the average, like somebody's closet is normally collapsing, it's normally falling down, it's normally looking cluttered. So to be able to have a custom closet can add a lot of value to your home when it's built with functionality. So you want to make sure that you are considering people's height. When you're considering the custom build, you want to consider, height at every level, from the youngest to the oldest person that's going to be inside of the home, and then how you're going to arrange things from the time that you walk in, how functional that closet is going to be. So it's not just about having a custom closet, but make sure that it's also functional as well.
All right, this is our lovely basement. Since they're all coming downstairs, we're going to show you guys the lovely gym.
Right, so this will be that extra bedroom, that bonus bedroom. You can do whatever you want. We decided to do a gym. It can be a bedroom.
Okay.
Not
I
too
really
bright
like
in
it.
here.
Or office.
Okay.
Not too bright. That's just how we kept it, because we actually got lights around the ceiling that just went out. But
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
what we do. The breaker panel is going to be behind the door. And
Okay. Now remember, this was the space for entertaining, right?
Yeah, so
Listen, y'all got some up. Oh, you got the Stella Rosa big bottle.
that That was from Eric. I think a birthday gift for Erica, but of course, once I saw this, I fell in love.
I know.
Definitely is a huge plus. We're gonna miss this part. It entertains very well. Phenomenal cabinet space. Got a nice little wine cooler that we will be taking, unfortunately.
Okay.
TV as well. So
Okay.
this is pretty nice. Open space. You're making drinks back here. You're not bumping into each other or just hanging out watching TV. We had family just watch TV and watch the game as well. So
Okay.
it's pretty cool down here. We got our collection of wine glasses over the years and wineries, but we have a little collection here and there. And this is what we said was replaced.
Just a brand new water heater.
Oh, brand new water heater. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's not
cool.
even, is it a year old?
No, probably a little less.
Yeah,
Okay.
not even that. Yep.
Okay.
Brand new.
So we have
Okay.
that and
It's a good
But you got the
entertainment space.
kitchen,
Yeah.
like kitchenette area.
kitchenette. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a nice space to put a trash can, so they're not. It's
Right.
weird in an awkward space.
Yeah.
But
Great space. So we got a walk-up basement.
yeah,
Yes.
Yep.
Good. I love that you keep the area clean.
Yes.
Make sure that it doesn't flood or anything.
no, you don't
So
want
this
that.
is
Luckily, we had no issues whatsoever.
Great.
We did have all that rain a couple months ago when it was like back to back every day. The leaves do fall, so you do have to keep it clean. If
Okay.
you're not on it, you definitely can get some build up here. And I got worried, but I took care of it while it was raining. We were good. Nothing
Yeah.
came through here at all.
Good. Good. Great.
And this is our little sanctuary.
This is the theater room.
Yeah, so we love that. Fell in love with this as well. We come down here, you can snuggle or let the baby play. We
Yeah.
did have snacks, but they don't last
I
long.
was gonna say they do not. That looks like
So-
the slim of the pickings.
Yeah, so we're not gonna
But
restock
what we could
those.
do, maybe for the sake of the showings, are you okay if I restock
Oh,
just
no,
to make
no
sure?
worries.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
And we can like restock the jars.
Yeah.
And do you have recommendations, John, for like colors or certain kinds of candies?
I'm not normally a bright color kind of guy, but I think when it comes to snacks and candies, like the brighter the better, because it kind of draws people in.
Okay.
And it also accentuates this being like the theater room down here in the basement. And I know we don't normally recommend darker colors, but definitely in a basement, it definitely works well with being a theater room, being darker in a theater room and being able to turn the lights down and making it definitely feel like you're in a movie theater
and it
at
definitely
home.
has different settings, for sure. We got a bunch of light switches. You can minimize what you want to see. You got
Okay.
dimmers.
Do
You
they
got the
change
light
colors
over
at all?
here. No.
Okay.
We didn't get all fancy like that.
Hey, that's okay. I'm just trying to think of the experience. So when we
And-
have a showing, could we create a
I mean,
when they walk
you
down
could,
here?
you could if you wanted to. You probably can have something playing if you wanted to. Something music off of it, something like that. We do got a lot of games that we kind of do. Of course, we got an old radio back there. You can't go wrong with that because it's kind of hard to play CDs. So hang on to Old Faithful.
Right.
And then we had the neighbor actually across the street. They were moving themselves after we moved in, and we found some of our posters that we love and enjoy. So you can
Sweet.
come up with that idea of your own as well, and kind of put your favorite posters out here and stuff like that. She got a little cozy area back here for her. Some of the stuff she utilizes a little bit, some of them she don't, but
Okay.
birthday gifts right there, and kind of utilize the space for her as well. Don't single her out. She just cuddles with us to go to sleep.
The backyard can make or break a home, right? You have to think about buyers who are coming to look. They may have small children, they may have a dog, they may have a pet, like they have different needs. And so you want to make sure that it is functional, that the landscape is nice. A fenced backyard is everything, because on average, a fence, like to get a fence in like a backyard, you got to go through the permitting process. Then you've got to pay somebody to put it in and install it. Like it's not a really cheap deal, and it could take some time to do it. So if you already have a home that has a fenced backyard and it has the sprinkler system, like they have the sprinkler system, so you don't have to worry about taking the water hose out and spraying the grass. Like it was beautiful. It was set up perfectly. They could have changed out some of the different furniture pieces so that people could kind of envision themselves, but those are inexpensive when you think of the upkeep of a lawn, the sprinkler system being installed, and then a fence being installed.
But I don't want to
Go show the backyard. It actually feels good out here.
Ooh, it does feel good.
Yes.
So I see that you put really nice furniture out. That's really
Yeah.
good.
So
Okay.
whole deck.
Beautiful backyard, fenced in, sprinkler system, right?
Yes, sprinkler
Front
system.
and back.
Front and
Remember
back. Rainbird. Is it Rainbird?
Yes, Rainbird.
Yeah, Rainbird.
You can set it, forget
Yeah.
it, type
All
of
on the
thing.
app.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
A little bit of a maintenance, but it's not
Yeah.
a bad yard.
It could be some time of upkeep, but if you're you have a green thumb, then definitely.
Is this a fire pit?
Yes.
Fire pit. as
Cool,
well.
okay.
Built-in fire pit.
Cool.
We have not used it yet.
You have 3
Believe
gate
it or not.
entrance and exits, one on that corner, one straight back.
Oh, that
One
goes to
back
the
there.
playground.
Yep. So you can use
That's
that
cool.
gate.
Yeah, so
Okay.
the playground is literally right there.
Cool.
2 minutes.
So there's blocks to all of them, universal. I leave one in each of the vehicles, so
Okay.
it makes it easier if you need to get something. Of course, that's the entrance if you want to go into the basement that way. Steep steps, but not too bad. But they love it. Maximize the yard. Kids done things out here. She plays out here. We had water play during the summer, so
Well, let's get this puppy sold. So we will do, maybe look to do a broker open on the 1st. And then that way we can list it live for other people to come in with their approved buyers after that fact. Okay. Now this looks like you did an amazing job with just obtaining and keeping the property well. You've done really, I love the closet space. I love the bidet. Let's see, and I mean, everything looks neutral, so I really love that. So thank you so much for assisting John with making sure we're changing out the photos and everything else. So let's get this beautiful home sold.
yes,
Let's get it sold. Right? Listen, the pressure, right? No,
Hey,
we can
just
absolutely
before
do
the
that.
holidays. Nothing like living with boxes all over the place and trying to cook or trying
Right.
trying to explain to
I
trying to explain to
promise
family. we're gonna
you,
be-
listen, Lord, please don't let me be a lie. I promise you, you will have your home sold by Christmas, right? Let's look to see, because I know you said have it open and on the market by the 1st. Let's do the broker open on the 1st, right? Because that would be a Friday, right? Let's do the broker open on the 30th. Broker open on the 30th, it would go live on the 1st for the people to bring in their approved buyers. That way we can get them excited to be able to come in, excited to talk about the things. It will give us enough time for me to make sure that the snacks are stocked, a few final things. So we'll make sure that it's listed and everything else on the market, the online presence, and then the lockbox for people to have access to. So that would be the last thing that we have to do today outside of signing the paperwork, is getting the lockbox on the door, getting it ready. The photographer will more than likely, we'll schedule that time for her to be able to come in to get the photos done. She'll more than likely do it at the top of the day because there's more sunlight. And then she'll send me over the photos once we say, hey, this is great. We'll walk through, look through. I'll find the best top of all the bedrooms, send them to you all, send again with the verbiage so that you can see a preview. And then from there, we'll get everything settled. Got the lockbox.
Yay!
So we are ready. And guess what else I got, y'all?
She's clapping.
So I checked the email just to be sure. Y'all got a ratified contract.
Yay!
Y'all just bought a house.
All right. Here we go.
So-
Here we go.
So now we go and we get your property listed. Things are moving. They're working along. So what I'll need us to do is make sure we kick in gear. I know, yay!
She's like big girl room.
I
Big
know.
girl room.
So I'm so happy for you guys. So we got to get the ball going on the home inspection. So I will make sure. No. Let's do it. Congratulations again. Any questions, any reservations that you have, feel free to reach out to me, right? You have my direct number. No time is too late. No time. Listen, do not start stressing, get overwhelmed and be like, I don't know it. No, that's what I'm here for, right?
Okay.
To make sure that I'm taking things off of your plate and make sure that this is a very smooth process for you guys.
Because
All
moving
right.
is not easy.
It's not easy. It's not easy. And with a toddler, I can imagine you've got so much more built on to like everything that you came in with now with the baby and keeping the schedules with everything else. I know how overwhelming that can be. So let me know if something doesn't work out with the organizer. Let me know whatever you need, and I'll make sure that you get that
I know.
Okay.
I know. You hold your word.
Okay.
So being a strategist over this last decade has afforded me the opportunity to serve clients to, number one, break generational curses over their life. Number two, be able to help them to gain generational wealth, and then also help them with limiting beliefs. What a lot of people don't understand is people sometimes don't even believe that they can purchase a home. And then when they get in their home, sometimes they feel like they'll never be able to get another home or get an investment property. And so I am grateful that I've had the affordability and the ability to help clients to see beyond, right? Not just see beyond, but they're able to trust me to know that it's not about a transaction for them. It really is about positioning them in the way that's smart for them, where they're gonna get what they desire and more. In addition to that, it's gonna set them up so that they can make sure that they are leaving a legacy for those that come behind them. And that's what I think the beauty of being able to do what I've done for as long as I've done and being able to serve clients.
Real estate isn't just about selling homes, it's about building and maintaining wealth, which is one of the reasons I believe buying real estate and holding on to real estate works. Yeah, I came about this deal that I have. My mom knew the seller. She was representing the seller. She was in a distressed state. So me and my partners, we were able to come and offer a solution, which was to purchase in cash. And we did, got her out of her situation and just helped her move on with our life, but also helped us purchase that property and start that flip process.
And then what we can do is we can just go ahead and do a mock-up on the wall. You know, with the two, we can choose another color.
Yeah, this property is a good flip because the numbers make sense. And real estate, if you know basic math, then you can flip a property. Flipping this property made sense because the numbers add up. We're buying it, or we purchased it just now for a very low price, and we're ultimately going to sell it for a lot higher.
And over here, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and create a bed, flower bed. We're going to raise the elevation so that the water can run away from the house, you know, and in that way, you know, it's more, it's better, you know, for the house. So we're going to put some more dirt over here.
Yeah.
So I want that to create a contour to come out right to the center and be able to conduct the water out from the property as well, you know. That will make it better.
And are we still pushing this fence up?
Yeah, we're not moving the fence. We're pressure washing everything up, and we are replacing the gate. That's what we're doing.
In action.
Yeah, exactly. What is going to happen is there's going to be a 10 feet coming out from this point to that point right there, to that corner. So we're going to stay about 1 feet from the edge of the wall inside, and then it'll give me 10 feet to this corner, and then it's going to come out like a little shape right here, coming all the way through 12 feet from the wall over here. The steps are coming this way.
Yeah, I see how the steps are going to be, but so the deck is going to be catty corner essentially, well, in this corner, and then the stairs are going to go boom, boom.
Yeah, so we're thinking about adding a deck just because the functionality of it makes sense. When you go to properties like this, if it has a deck, that's a bonus. If it doesn't have a deck, people are gonna be like, oh man, they could have thrown a deck on this. So, you know, it makes sense. It's functional, it works with the property, it flows with the property. And that's what you want when you do a flip. A lot of investors out here, they do shoddy jobs. We're not one of those. One of the biggest challenges when renovating an investment property is finding good contractors. That's the biggest thing. Again, like I said, if you know basic math, you can flip a property. Then it comes to contractors. Who are you going to use for your contractors? Are they reliable? How do they do draws? How do they handle their business? You have to be on top of them a lot when you're doing a flip process. And that's one of the challenging things about flips, and why a lot of jobs are shoddy, because they use awful contractors. People always ask me, you know, how do I balance being an investor while being a realtor? Because they think I'm competing with my clients, but I'm not. The type of properties my clients are looking for, I'm not looking for those. I'm looking for properties that are distressed, need some work. My clients aren't looking for those. I do not work with investors. I give investors to people in the brokerage. I don't personally work with investors because that is my competition. But the people I do work with, they're looking for primary residences that are usually move-in ready. They're not looking for the properties I'm looking for. So this is a pretty easy balance doing both. My best advice for somebody looking to get into investing is 1, know your numbers. 2, figure out who you're going to work with, know some quality contractors, but also get a few estimates to keep them honest with their price. And 3, figure out how you're going to get the money, how you're going to buy the property. But the most important thing is your exit strategy. What are you going to do with the property? Are you going to flip it? Are you going to keep it? Are you going to wholesale it? Figuring out what your exit strategy is the most important thing when you're real estate investing. So to make sure a property is a good investment, a few things we look for. Of course, good bones, has to be structurally sound. This one is structurally sound. One unique thing about this property is that we had the ability to do additions, meaning we had the ability to add a bedroom, add a bathroom. So we're turning this from a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom to either a 4 or 5-bedroom property with an additional bathroom in the basement. So it'll be a 5-2 or a 4-2 instead of what it is now, which is a 3-1. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. So again, one of the biggest things we look for is the ability to do an add-on, an addition that increases its value.
What we're going to do is we're still using wood on top.
Yeah.
But then we're going to use metal balusters.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, we're
So
getting
it's
rid of
minimum.
these. We're getting rid of the whole handrail.
Yeah. Taking everything out.
Before we were talking about could it stay if we just replace this?
Mm-hmm.
Just replace the.
Well, we'll see how it works out.
The biggest mistake new investors make when getting their home is not knowing the numbers. A lot of people are really eager for their first deal. Like they're really hungry for their first deal. And they go above and beyond where they should be with their numbers. You need to know your numbers, be honest with your numbers, and stick to them no matter what. You can deviate it from it a little bit. That's why we have that contingency in there, that 10% contingency in there that we always put. Never deviate from what your actual numbers are. Know the math, make sure you stick to the math. Yeah, a few things that can increase a property's value very easily is a renovated kitchen, bathrooms, and flooring. Those are the 3 main things that we as investors focus on. What we focused on in some of my more recent project is elevating the kitchen space. So in this property, we're going to open it up, make it an open concept kitchen, take down the wall that you see when you immediately enter, make it completely open. It just makes the square footage feel that much bigger. The flooring, having LVP throughout the entire property. Nobody likes carpet anymore, so we're gonna get rid of that. Put LVP throughout the entire living space. And bathrooms sell, so we're gonna make sure that the bathrooms are up to par. But of course, that's on top of adding that 2 or 1 bedrooms and bathroom that we're gonna add in the basement. So yeah, those are the 3 easiest things that you can do to upgrade and renovate your house, and what we've been doing on our recent projects.
All right, for the new plan that we have, right, this wall is going to disappear, as well this wall over here, okay?
Oh, okay.
So over here we're building the wall because we're gonna enclose over here a box, so half of it is gonna be the laundry, and then the other side is gonna be the bathroom.
Yeah, so when you go into the basement, there's a spot on the wall that we thought was going to be mold, but when we opened up the walls, there wasn't anything. It was good. So, it's really important to have that buffer for that, for example. So if mold did come up, we would still be within our budget. So again, have a buffer when you're doing your numbers. We usually do about a 10% contingency. So again, we purchased that property for $260,000. So about $2,600 we had for anything that come up. We can just take care of it at that time.
Hopefully next week we'll see this thing clean out, nice and neat. Usually what I do is once I clean everything out and I move everything out, I go ahead and also paint the floors for a better cleaning look on that part.
One thing that people don't realize when it comes to real estate investing is that you own the house, you have to pay the mortgage. So you have to make sure that you can take on that mortgage as well as your current rent or mortgage payment that you're already taking on. A lot of people don't realize that for some reason. Honestly, I didn't realize that when I first started investing. I don't know why, but I didn't. But you're going to take on that mortgage and it's going to be at a high interest rate. And this, of course, is unless you're purchasing it cash, or you don't. Well, me and my partners do. So hit us up if you need a house, or if you have a house that you're selling. But yeah, if you have a hard money loan, then you're gonna have a crazy high interest rate. Crazy high, talk about 18%.
Real estate has always been an up and down kind of business. It's a business where you can make millions or you can lose millions. It's up to the individual to stick with it and to handle it as best as they can to make ends meet. Real estate will make you grow. You can get riches with real estate. It has a tendency to wear on you, but you have to stay with it because anything worth anything is worth working for.
I'm a firm believer that in order to be the best for others, I have to pour into myself as well. That's why I took a trip all the way across the world to Ghana.
Almost 92-year-old.
So we are headed to Ghana, our first trek to the motherland. And I never ever saw myself going to Africa, but here we are. I have a life coach, an executive coach, a real estate coach, and my life coach built this trip. I know it was just for me. I've been wanting to go to Africa for a very long time. Never knew how I was gonna get there. And then boom, this trip comes up. And I'm like, this is perfect for this time of year. Let's go.
So we touched down here, and I had all the feels. I was not expecting to feel so emotional.
When I first put my feet on the ground in Ghana, I had all the feels. I was home. It was amazing. I was in Africa. I could not believe it. I was emotional. I was excited. Didn't even know what to expect next. The weather was beautiful. I just knew that I was supposed to be here. I hope to take away from this trip a deeper connection to who I am, to my heritage, to my genetics, all the things, and a more powerful presence that I get to bring back home.